Thank you very much, Rambau sir, Suresh Babu sir, and the team of Share Every Professional and the partakers of today's session. And we welcome you all with a hearty gratitude since you have shown an aptitude for learning, an attitude for understanding. And it has been nice to have you all here today. And today, we deal with a very simple topic, but most of the time gives a lot of confusion to the listeners and the speakers. That is about phrasal verbs. That is about phrasal verbs. It's an interesting topic that can be discussed very thoroughly for a long time, but as we are constrained with a limited time, we will deal with it within the stipulated time, and we will switch over to a discussion mode because my situation is not very conducive here, so I hope everybody understands me. Anyway, it is an important grammatical topic when we discuss about phrasal verbs. So before we understand about phrasal verb, we should know what is a verb, and we must know what is a phrase. So we will discuss what is a verb first. We know everybody knows that a verb has three most functions in a sentence. A verb does mainly three functions in a sentence. One is the function of the verb. First one is action. Next one is position. Next one is possession. These are the three functions of a verb in a sentence. Next one is position, and the third one is called possession. So verb has mainly three functions to perform. First one is known as action. We know that whatever the action we do or we encourage is nothing but a verb, like talking, speaking, writing, watching, walking. Every sort of action can be called a verb. So it is well known to us. But apart from that, the verb sometimes takes a position. For example, I am a tutor. I am a tutor. Here, what is the verb here? Here we know that I is the subject and tutor is the object. What about verb here? It has a verb that is known as am. There am is nothing but a main verb which tells about position of the particular person. What position does he or she stands for? Here, she or he stands for the position of a tutor. So am represents the position of the subject I. So that is one of the functions to be performed by a verb in a sentence. We can say another example. Virat is the captain of Indian cricket team. Here see, is. Virat is the captain of Indian cricket team. Here is the main verb which tells about the position of the person Virat Kohli. He is known to be the captain of Indian cricket team. We shall write the same sentence a different way. Virat plays cricket for India. Now what happens? The verb plays. The verb plays talks about the action. Talks about the action. So Virat plays cricket for India, but it talks about the action. Now we can write another function of the verb. Virat has many cricket fans. Okay, what is the verb here? Has. It tells about the possession. Virat has many cricket fans. It tells about the possession. So these are the main three functions to be performed by a verb in a sentence. They are action, possession, and possession. So we have understood very simply about verb. What are the functions to be performed a verb in a sentence? Okay, now let us try to understand what is meant by a phrase. Remember that it has already been a discussed topic, but I would like to tell you just for recapitulating whatever we have discussed. And I believe in the previous class, Suresh Raut sir has explained about verb and its functions and about modal verbs, primary auxiliaries, etc. But we have to just understand the verb and its function in sentence. And now let us try to understand what is meant by a phrase. Phrase. It is nothing but a group of words next part of a sentence does not convey a complete meaning. So this is called a phrase. And when we discuss phrase, we must know also about clause. See, phrase is nothing but a group of words, but it is a part of a sentence, does not convey a complete meaning. Sometimes it may contain a subject or a verb, but whatever it be, whether it has a subject or verb, it does not have a complete sense. That is known as a phrase. That is known as a phrase. So remember that. So what about phrase? Phrase is nothing but a group of words, part of a sentence, does not convey a complete meaning. Let us see some examples for the phrase. For example, I got up. I got up in the morning. Here we can say that I got up. If you take the sentence itself, it has a certain meaning. Does it not have? Certainly. It has a certain meaning. I got up. I got up. It conveys a certain meaning and it has a subject as well as a verb. Now just remember and look at this particular verb. It has a speciality. Okay. It is called phrasal verb. We will discuss later. But remember about the importance of this particular verb. I got up. And we will take only up to this particular position of the sentence which conveys a complete meaning. I got up. But let us take the next part. In the morning. In the morning. Suppose if this part has not been here, I got up has not been here, does it give a meaning to us? In the morning. What happened in the morning? We are unaware of it. We do not have a complete sense about it. This particular part of sentence is called a phrase. Now see, a group of words, part of a sentence, does not convey a complete meaning. This is known as phrase. This is known as phrase. So we have understood now what is a verb, what is a phrase, and now the term which we are going to deal with today is phrasal verbs. Phrasal verbs. What are phrasal verbs? Very interestingly, we may use the phrasal verbs without our knowledge in our day-to-day life. Because we are habituated to use various kinds of phrasal verbs in our day-to-day conversation without our knowledge. And that is the funny fact about phrasal verb. What is actually a phrasal verb?